The girl was fast asleep. A strange creature slowly crawled toward her. It leaned in to sniff her scent, then extended its claws, and carefully pried open her mouth. From that day on, a series of eerie changes began to occur in the girl's body. At a summer party, after a boy set off fireworks to prank his friends, he grabbed Sophia's hand and ran deep into the woods. The boy excitedly described the terrified look on his friend's face. But Sophia seemed uninterested. Instead, she took off her jacket and invited him to go swimming with her. After saying that, she walked straight toward the riverbank. The boy hesitated at first, but at the beautiful girl's insistent invitation, he took off his shirt and followed her into the water. Unexpectedly, the moment she entered the water, Sophia let out an excited scream. It turned out she had discovered a bicycle lying at the bottom of the river. She immediately dove underwater to investigate, but what she didn't notice was that behind her, a black liquid was silently spreading through the water, enveloping her bit by bit as if it were alive. The next second, Sophia lost consciousness instantly. When she woke up again, it was already the next morning, and she was lying in her bed at home. When she got up, completely bewildered, and asked her older sister what had happened the night before, the two of them realized with equal surprise that their parents were nowhere to be found. By 3 p.m., their parents still hadn't returned. Just then, a piercing police siren suddenly rang out from outside. This small town had always been quiet and peaceful. The two sisters had barely heard a siren a few times in their entire lives, and had no idea what was going on. But what they never expected was that this time, the sirens were actually coming for them. Soon, the police burst through the door, and began searching the house. The sudden commotion terrified the two sisters, who cowered in a corner. Eva and Sophia were then taken to the police station, where they found many unfamiliar officers, clearly brought in from out of town on short notice. Before long, they were led before a middle-aged man. He was Alvaro, an agent from the Special Operations Unit, who had just arrived in town that day, and was specifically assigned to investigate this case. It turned out that last night, in front of an abandoned mine shaft in town, a horrifying incident had occurred. A total of 23 naked bodies had suddenly appeared at the entrance to the shaft, all of them local residents. Moreover, a mysterious symbol had been carved into each person's body. The only remaining clue was the surveillance footage from the mine entrance. The footage showed that a total of 25 people had entered the mine that night, including the sisters' parents. A little over 2 hours later, all but their parents emerged completely naked. Shortly after, they collapsed to the ground in agony and died one after another. Now, the only way forward is to find their missing parents to uncover the truth behind the entire incident. However, both sisters stated that they had never heard of their parents participating in any religious organizations, nor had they noticed any unusual behavior on their part. With no other options, the police temporarily placed the two sisters in a nearby shelter for their protection. Meanwhile, the female detective in charge of collecting the bodies around the mine noticed an abandoned building during her patrol. The chief informed her that this was the workshop once used for sorting ore, which had been abandoned for many years. The detective entered the workshop in search of clues. She faintly heard a faint tapping sound coming from inside a door. She pushed the door open, and found a ragged boy huddled in the corner. The boy was subsequently taken back to the police station, and interrogated personally by Alvaro. The investigation revealed that his name was Halid, a refugee from Sarajevo. 4 days earlier, his older brother had told him he'd found a job here. The two had made their way to the small town, sleeping in the woods outside town at night. On the night of the incident, the older brother had arranged to meet his employer at the mine shaft, but because the employer thought he was too young, he wasn't allowed to go inside. After that night, the older brother never returned. According to Halid's account, the person who hired his brother was none other than the parents of Eva and Sophia, who had gone missing. The next day, the female detective returned to the crime scene to investigate. As she approached the mysterious mine shaft, she found herself involuntarily walking deeper into the darkness. Soon she began to feel dizzy and disoriented, with sharp, eerie sounds echoing in her ears. In her panic, she tripped over a rock and lost consciousness on the spot. In the faint glow of her flashlight, a strange creature slowly emerged.